Alrighty, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. So, where we left off is we finished Escoffier's character story, which means all that's left is to do the event that ends in like half a week, week and a half. I think there should be at least like 5 or 6 days left of it for me to finish it. No clue. I've heard good things about the event. People have told me that it's one of the better events, so maybe it'll be fun. Beyond that, I know that Hyacinth's trailer just came out in Honkai Star Rail. So, odds are I'll probably record a reaction to that. Probably before I go to bed. Or, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. I still haven't gotten around to editing Escoffier's character story. And it'll probably be better to get that done before I record a Hyacinth reaction. I'm not in any hurry to get it done on time. But the more I put it off, the later I'm going to get around to doing the 3.3 Trailblaze mission in Honkai Star Rail, so there's that to consider. Anywho, that's not important for now. Especially at the rate that I'm going to get this out. This might not be uploaded to YouTube for another week. Even though I do finally have some time this week. We're going to try to stream multiple times this week. The 19th, for those who don't know. If you're watching this on YouTube. 19th of May. Summer is upon us. Why am I in a bush? Overnight Fantasyland, Whirling Waltz, Act 1. Go to the newsstand in the Court of Fontaine. That's not too far from here. Is it going to shift the daytime randomly?
Newsstand over there. Want to grab a copy of the Steambird?
Why are we getting it from the newsstand and not from the Steambird directly?
We know our Fontanian friends love a little drama. There's no way they let their readers down.
Especially since what just happened in Natland. Actually, Charlotte was in Natland and we didn't run into her. We saw her there, but we specifically didn't talk to her.
Isn't that Charlotte?
And
standing next
Kanich.
to her, surely that can't be Kanich?
Well, I didn't think Kanich would be the first Natland character we would see outside of Natland. I expected it to be either Kachina or maybe Mualani.
How about... Lost treasure resurfaces at last. Behold the beauty of the Remurian teacup.
That is a very wordy title for a headline. Hold up. This one's a gem. Illegal restaurant caught serving saurian stew. Proves surprisingly popular.
Pretty shocking. But it still feels like it's missing something. Ah, got it.
What you got?
Udex gravely wounded in shocking stabbing. Set to miss cross-border smuggling trial.
Excuse me? Uvalette got stabbed? What? Oh my, that can't be for real. Fine, I hate to admit it, but you've won this one.
Huh? What?
Are they just playing a game to see who can come up with the more sensational title?
Did Paimon hear that right? Neuvillette was stabbed and gravely wounded? No, surely that can't be right. Can it?
Surely not. If it is, we're all toast. I thought I heard familiar voices. Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon, I am so sorry, Charlotte. I know that we still owe you that information about Wriothesley, and I am going to bring this up every single time we see you. Come on, we still owe you a scoop on Wriothesley. The Duke. What a coincidence. Mr. Kanich and I were talking about you just a few minutes ago. Unfortunately for me, he's a very loyal friend. I pressed him for some juicy details, but he remained tight-lipped about you. So anything you want to share about me with the Great Dan's triumphant exploits in Natlan? Ahem. It was a team effort. Modest as ever. Anyway, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Sorry. Let me backtrack a little. Hi, you two. It's been ages. What brings you back to Fontaine?
Hey there, you two. Fancy running into you here.
The same to you. What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, that, and also a less than pleasant shock.
Right, Nouvellette stabbed. Is that real? Please tell me you're just making up headlines.
What the heck was all that about a story of meat restaurant and the eunuchs getting stabbed? Please say you weren't being serious.
Oh, that. We were trading tabloid headlines. Is that what you're talking about?
Trading tabloid headlines?
Please tell me they're fake tabloids?
Yeah. Charlotte and I were having a little contest to see who could find the most ridiculous fake news stories.
Oh, those are fake news stories that people actually published in the tabloids?
Either I got lucky, or I have a knack for honing in on the most outrageous material.
I'm sorry you had to see such an unflattering side of Fontaine, Mr. Kinich. These third-rate tabloids write their headlines purely to shock and scandalize. All they care about is grabbing your attention to boost their sales. The ones who've still got a shred of integrity will at least clarify the truth in the main body of the article, although the misleading headlines is still an underhanded trick to draw readers in. But others, like the one we were just reading about, aloud have no qualms about But others, like the ones we were just reading aloud, have no qualms about making outright fabrications.
If I had to quantify it, I'd say about 1% of what they write is the truth.
1%? Wow, that's almost nothing. That's pretty lenient of you. That's a lenient? 1%?
Huh? Him? Lenient? Oh, you gotta be kidding! Ah!
I kind of forgot that you were a thing, mighty Dragon Lord Kahula.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give credit to these so-called news stories for occasionally including a grain of truth. All I'm saying is, even the wildest leaps of the human imagination are always rooted in reality.
So why 1%? Why not like 5 or 10?
You mean all those fake headlines you mentioned actually do have some basis in fact?
Sure they do. For instance, there was in fact a smuggling trial recently.
Uh-huh.
Considering the amount of speculation surrounding the smuggled goods, it's no wonder there are rumors about restaurants serving saurian meat or teacups being unearthed from ancient ruins. But in reality, the goods in question were simply a few ancient relics dug up from ruins in Natlan. Rest assured, no saurians were harmed in the process.
Are you sure about that? And if you're wondering why the eunuchs didn't preside over the trial, it's because this case was assigned to another judge right from the offset. It's not as if the Palais Momonia only has one judge. Can't expect Monsieur Nouvellette to handle every single case himself. Yeah, I was wondering about that. It did feel odd that he was presiding over every case. I feel like we would have met at least a few different eunuchs. On a more interesting note, the trial in question went remarkably smoothly, and it was all thanks to Monsieur Kenich's testimony as a key witness.
Oh, okay. Paimon was so busy freaking out about those headlines that she totally forgot to ask why you're here in Fontaine, Kenich.
And to think, before we just solved the Abyss crisis and the YUB nonsense, I don't think he would have came here to be a witness in a trial. It's all a misunderstanding. The world is not going to end. Maybe not. But it'd be an even better world for me if Mr. Kenich would agree to another exclusive interview with the Steambird.
It was a pretty open and shut case, and my testimony in court was clear enough. But I'm guessing, Mademoiselle Charlotte, that you're less interested in the case than you are in trying to uncover some news stories about Natlan.
She was literally just in Natlan a few weeks ago. Drat, you saw right through me. Guess I'll put that down to keen instincts of a renowned saurian hunter. Any response to that, or...?
I appreciate your kind invitation, but like I said, storytelling isn't really my forte.
Kenich the speechless! Kenich the tongue-tied!
Would the Dragon Lord Kahula How be willing to give a completely dishonest interview?
Huh?
If you're dead set on doing an interview, why not talk to the Traveler instead?
Back to me again, huh? Aha, of course. That's a brilliant idea. We still stiffed her on that Risley interview, though, and I still feel bad about it. And that's why I keep bringing it up. But that also means I'll need a bit more time to prep. Let me put together a thorough list of interview questions. Sounds like I'm not allowed to refuse. Well, I know I can be persistent. At the end of the day, it's your call. Anyway, I should probably be getting back to work. I also need to go track down a questionnaire and report the increasingly outrageous tabloids. Farewell, my friends. Until we meet again. I should level up my Charlotte. She seems like a fun
Charlotte never
kid.
stops, does she? Anyway, Paimon just has to ask. That how thing that popped out before, or was it a how? It kind of looked like a how, but at the same time...
Oh, that thing. Yeah, that was a how.
Look the same to me.
What's up with him? Like, he's still noisy, but he's way quieter than before. It's like he's trying to hide or something.
Maybe he's not acclimatizing very well to Fontaine?
Could be.
Not acclimatizing? Aw, poor Almighty Dragon Lord is not feeling well.
Too bad he can't come out to argue back.
What do you mean?
There's nothing physically wrong with him. It actually has to do with a strange law we learned about after arriving in Fontaine.
Oh, is it the thing about no flying objects on the 3rd day of the month or whatever?
Apparently, it's forbidden to release flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month.
Right. Oh, I get it now, and I'm sure Paimon gets it even better.
Paimon sure does. Paimon's been down this road before. There's an easy solution. As long as Kanich holds onto a how's tail, he'll be considered an Almighty Dragon Lord balloon, not a flying Almighty Dragon Lord.
Not gonna lie, I was considering that. But a how wasn't too thrilled with the idea of huffing and puffing away in the form of a mini helium balloon. That said, it's pretty annoying how he keeps randomly popping up all of a sudden. Anyway, this morning I saw a notice outside the Palais Mermonia about an event that's set to take place outside the city soon. Something to do with filmmaking. I hear that's all the rage here.
You know, that's one part, now that I think about it, that's an entire aspect of Farina's character that has yet to be resolved. All of the stupid and ridiculous uppity laws that she passed during her 500-year tenure as Archon.
I was planning to stay here and do some exploring for a few extra days anyway, so I think I'll go check it out. It'll be a good chance to let that noisy helium balloon out. He might even learn a thing or two. If you're free, why don't you come along?
Sure, seeing how angry is always makes my day. I'm always up for a bit of fun.
I know where it is, so let me lead the way.
An Overnight Fantasyland. Take a stroll outside the city with Kanich. Oh, you weren't kidding when you said outside the city. That's a really weird spot to put an event. Although, I guess it would be convenient to the most people that commute between, like, the main Hall of Justice at the Opera Ep166 and the main city. If anything, I think the Opera Ep166 is the more awkwardly positioned place. Was this always down here? I don't remember this dock being here.
Looks like I remembered correctly. Here we are.
Wow, this is awesome!
It was
I
just an
couldn't
empty
believe it
beach
was
before.
Just an empty beach before.
Yeah, it was still completely deserted only a few days ago when I passed by on my way to testify at the Opera House.
Literally. Wow, they put an entire new fucking little mini port down here. Why did you stop to look at an empty beach?
There must be some efficient workers in Fontaine. Quite impressive.
A few days? One night was all it took.
Whoa!
Ta-da!
What in the Sam Hill?
But is this all it takes to blow people away? Oh, no, no, no. Given my past experience, I can't let myself get carried away.
Wait a minute. Are you who I think you are? Something oddly familiar about the way you talk. Who are you again?
Well, I can't believe you actually remember me. It's me, Lepine Pauline. That's right, the unlucky one.
Oh, you're that crazy lady that put all our investment in that weird technology that went under. Apparently you were part of an event that happened in 4.0 that I didn't do or something. And then I walked by you and accidentally walked into a cutscene with you at some point. I don't remember if I got that on camera or not, but boy was it weird. You were crying and bashing your head into the ground. Good to see you again. The prototype lens has come in handy, by the way. Right, we got a gadget out of that. Been keeping yourself busy with some proper work lately?
Of course! How else would we have managed to build Fantasyland in a single night?
Fantasyland.
Fantasyland?
At least that's how I like to think of it myself. A magical land of fantasy, the stuff of film buffs' dreams.
Film buffs. Is Xavier here?
I know it sounds like I'm laying it on thick, but that really is the goal here. As you can see, the theme of this amusement park is Fontanian filmmaking, a place for all film lovers to come together and co-construct a world of dreams.
I still can't get over the fact that they built this in one night.
Co-construct? Well, that's a relief. Sounds like you're sharing the cost this time rather than pouring your entire life savings into a single project.
Nope! I might be inviting others to help fund this, but that doesn't mean I haven't thrown all my life savings into it too.
You literally are, miss. Put all your eggs in one basket.
Huh? You've got to be kidding. Ha! Look at you, puny little humans. Recklessly betting your entire future against some stupid vanity project.
I'm kind of with the how on this one.
If you're expecting even an ounce of sympathy from the almighty Dragon Lord, dream on! Mockery is all you shall get, straight from the heart!
Look at that dumb look on her face. And it's gone.
Sorry, just ignore that little gizmoid. He likes to butt in occasionally. Do go on.
Gizmoid? Who you calling Gizmoid? You're the Gizmoid!
I never heard gizmoid used as an insult before.
Wow! That's quite a nifty mecha you've got yourself there. Is it some sort of smart personal assistant?
It's not smart, it's not a personal assistant, and it's not a mecha. You're wrong on all three counts.
You ought to let Miss Charlotte see your cool gadget. Who knows? Maybe you could even look into mass production.
Mass production? Ugh, insolent, vulgar, and disrespectful! I, the almighty Dragon Lord, am one of a kind! There has never been another like me.
Uh-oh,
nor
you're
will
exciting her.
ever be.
Or not.
And another thing, smart is the understatement of the century. I shall have you know that I am Kahulahau, forebear of ancient wisdom. I lived for eons long before any of you were born.
Quick question, smart person who has lived eons. How long is an eon?
What? Heavens above! I beg your pardon, forebear of ancient wisdom. Please, I meant no offense.
Idiot meets idiot.
Uh-huh.
What's all the
Oh,
fuss?
thank God someone competent
Making
has
some new
arrived.
friends, are we?
Miss
Where's the
Navia,
camera panning too far behind her?
allow me to introduce the star behind all the work that's gone into this venue. Miss Navia, president of Fontaine Spina di Rosula.
Why does she get the cool sparkling intro?
Hello, everyone. Partner, Paimon. How have you been lately?
Ah, my trusty partner.
Hello there. I'm Kanich.
What about me? What about me? My useless servant can't even give me a proper introduction.
You think someone yelling their name out in the middle of a public street really needs an introduction?
Ooh, burn.
He's not wrong. I caught yours just now, in fact. So, you must be the almighty Dragon Lord, Mr. Ahau. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wow, she's actually humoring him. She put Mr. Ooh, that's awkward. He left her hanging.
Oh, see that? That's what I call proper manners.
Although I don't think he really has hands to shake now that I think about it. Look at that. That's like, what, maybe like 9, 8, 16 pixels?
Well, it's not every day you meet a well-mannered human. Navia, was it? Excellent. You may address the almighty Dragon Lord by his name. Navia, don't you think the title Almighty Dragon Lord is a bit silly?
Oh, of course.
It's no big deal. All little animals do that, don't they? I mean, try to puff themselves up to look more impressive.
A house totally being treated like a cuddly little pet.
Anyway, it's all thanks to Miss Navia and
Right,
the Spina
Lapine
di
Pauline.
Rosula that Fantasyland's gotten up and running in the space of a single night. Honestly, thank heavens! After all that paperwork and endless waiting, the event and venue finally got the green light.
I bet people were telling me to do this event just because this super funny character came back. It makes me wonder when we're gonna run into, like, Dvorak again.
I couldn't wait a moment longer. The second the approval came through, I reached out to President Navia hoping she could lend a hand.
Sounds like you're on the verge of crying again.
After all, who else but the Spina di Rosula would indulge such impulsive demands?
Oh, you're out of focus.
Sorry, traveler. Miss Lapine Pauline sometimes gets a bit overwhelmed by her own excitement, as you can see.
I am fully aware of her predicament.
I'm guessing she hasn't gone into much detail about the event yet, so let me fill you in.
Right, she said something about a film festival?
In short, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is a fan convention that's open to film enthusiasts from all over Teyvat.
Okay.
Miss Lapine Pauline is hosting this event, and also providing technical support.
Huh? Cheval Moran?
Cheval Moran.
That's right. The one and only Surintendant Cheval Moran.
Surintendant Cheval Moran.
After much persistence and many solicitations, I finally obtained Lady Farina's permission to use the image of her close friend.
Okay. Oh, I see a Escoffier back there.
Not only is our adorable mascot drawing in fans by the minute, but she's also boosting her own popularity.
Oh, it's the thing that she summons with her Hydrovision.
A win-win arrangement.
I've completely forgotten the name of all of her, like, summons. I just remember Madame Craboletta. That's the only one I remember.
It's been a while since we last met, but still, it's a surprise to hear Lapine Pauline coming out with such sensible ideas.
Really?
By the way, Miss Lapine Pauline, have you decided to switch careers and go into film tech?
It's not that much of a different. She was already doing, like, a camera lens technology. A film camera is only slightly different.
Not exactly. By chance, one of the prototype lenses I developed caught a photographer's eye, and it's now being used for the latest cinematic productions. Thanks to this unexpected opportunity, I've had the chance to invent various film-related equipment and props.
That's right. So don't underestimate Miss Lapine Pauline, our resident engineer. She's the technical powerhouse at the core of this entire event.
No pressure, but the last film festival we attended, the head engineer turned out to be an assassin and a cold-blooded killer.
As for the Spina di Rosula, we're mainly here
And
to take
murderer.
care of planning, operations, and management. For anyone feeling inspired to set up a booth, Miss Lapine Pauline and I will provide the necessary technical and operational support once their application has been approved. By the way, traveler, are you at all interested in taking part?
Might as well, I'm already here.
It would be a chance for you to earn some extra income. Plus, with your skills, I'm sure you could bring something special to the table.
Right, we have cameraman experience in lore. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Paimon would be even more tempted if you were to, say, throw in one of those fancy feasts she's seen in those gourmet food reels.
Paimon.
Well, as it happens, that'll be a piece of cake. Everyone needs to eat, whether they be tourists or the stall owners themselves.
Uh-oh. They didn't put enough filtering on that. It's cracking.
So thanks to Miss Navia's help, we've managed to invite none other than the celebrity chef, Miss Escoffier, to run our theme restaurant. Look over there!
Yeah. Is she yelling at people that are imaginary?
You! Yes, you! For the last time, the ingredients have to be in the right ratio! Get it right next time, or you might as well just lie down on the chopping board yourself.
She really is just anime Gordon Ramsay, isn't she?
She seems a bit busy right now.
Well, I'm sold. I think I'll make a How go be her assistant.
You little... What's your game here?
Demoiselle, sorry to bother you, but there's an issue over here that requires your personal attention.
Apologies. Looks like it's back to work with me. Please feel free to take a gander at what we've got. Anyway, if you're interested in taking part, come find me later.
Sure thing. Find out more. Business acumen from the Spina. Oh. Okay, so that seems to be connected to the
I've got a sharp
the event.
I just tell it like it is.
All right, Lapine. Pauline?
Greetings. Apologies if you overheard my harsh words just now, but I assure you it is entirely necessary.
Is what behind you, is something burning?
The sheer lack of standards here will be the death of me. Do you have any idea of the kind of customers I'm gonna get with how lax things are at the moment? The ones that leave their guns behind by accident, and then come back to collect them later, bringing ammunition with them.
Are you sure you could piss off a customer that much?
Yeah, that's the kind of customer you wouldn't forget in a hurry.
Oh.
Wait, has that happened before?
Oh no.
No, it's just the mention of guns reminded me. Someone did actually leave their gun nearby.
Okay, did you report it?
Huh?
Is it Chevreuse?
Just before we started setting up, as we were cleaning up the site, someone stumbled upon a mysterious locked box.
That doesn't sound like someone left behind a gun. That sounds like you found someone's planted stash.
It didn't look like something from Fontaine, though. It had more of a Natlanese vibe.
A Natlanese gun. Excuse me?
Oh?
Do you think a foreign tourist might have left it behind?
What Natlan enemies use guns? I know there's the ones that have like that big hulking turret that they walk around like the Heavy in TF2 with. And then there's like the slingshot people.
That's what I assumed at first. But the box was buried beneath a pile of wooden planks, rocks, and whatnot, so it seemed like someone deliberately
And then there's
hid
Chaska,
it
of
there.
course.
But I didn't see much point in speculating, so the best thing I could think of was to hand it over to the authorities.
Good job.
I trekked all the way over to the Palais Mermonia just to hand it in. Ugh, it was exhausting.
Yeah, if it was a Natlanese gun, that thing would have been like a giant minigun you would have been hauling like several miles.
What did the authorities make of it?
Oh, they made a mountain out of a molehill, as usual.
They should. That's the kind of shit that warrants a full investigation.
Before even addressing the question of what was actually inside the box, they had several heated discussions about whose responsibility it was to write the lost and found notice.
All right, we found your minigun. We wrote a lost and found notice. Just keep note that by depositing this, if no one claims it in 80 days, it is now yours.
Thankfully, the ever-reliable Officer Sedine stepped
Aw,
up and
Sedine.
immediately called in the Marechaussee Phantom to crack the lock and check if there were any dangerous items inside. And, as it turned out, there was a gun.
Oh, you took the box there. I thought you guys found that there was a gun in the box before you took it there.
Wow, that's a dangerous item, all right.
Mind if I ask what kind of gun it was?
You said it was Natlanese.
Oh yeah, Mr. Kanich, you're from Natlan, aren't you? Do you know a lot about guns?
You could say it comes with the job. I have an interest in weaponry and the like.
Such a spoiled brat. What, are the toys I gave you not good enough for you anymore?
I gave you toys?
Yep, got sick of those long ago.
You little... Don't dare you turn your nose up at my gifts! Why,
Time for a timeout, old-timer. Sorry, where were we? Oh yeah, do you recall what the gun looked like?
I'm interested too. I want to see what it looks like. Are we gonna get a CG of it?
It's a bit hard to describe. If you ask me, it didn't even really look like a gun. Give me a second. I'll knock out a quick sketch.
I didn't know you were an artist, but then again, if you're a prototyper, then you probably know how to do some drawing skills. Alright. What's it look like?
Something like this.
Whoop! There it is. Interesting. I assume you stick your hand in the hole, and then you hold it like a Samus Aran proton gun or something.
Whoa, it's so neat and precise.
Sketched by a professional engineer, after all.
It's nothing. Sorry.
It looks like the
something
arm
wrong with
piece
my
of one of the
drawing?
Gardamex, to be honest.
I know it doesn't really look like a gun, but I assure you, this is exactly what it looked like.
It looks like one of the guns that the Gardamex use.
And it certainly could shoot as well, too. I confirmed that with the officer from the Marechaussee Phantom.
They fired it?
No, quite the opposite. The features are very accurate, and it is definitely from Natlan. Please, don't mind me. I'm just taking a moment to admire it.
Wonder if Shalonen would be really useful here. Thanks a lot, Lepine Pauline.
I should be the one thanking you. Thank you, and everyone else for your support.
Don't mention it. Besides, we haven't really done anything.
Not at all. The buzz and excitement you guys bring is exactly what this event needs. Oh dear, I'm starting to feel a bit guilty watching everyone else toil away. Guess it's about time I got back to work too.
What exactly do you do here again?
But just
You're an
before
engineer.
I go, one last thing. Traveler, it's wonderful to see you. Here's to a successful collaboration.
There goes the woman with not a penny to her name. Seems like Kanich has something to say. Let's go find a quiet spot. After saying goodbye to Lepine Pauline, we already saw that. Why did we get a black screen for
There was
that?
something unusual about that gun.
It looked ancient? Did it? It looked like
Correct.
a Gardamek weapon.
It's most likely an old weapon dug up from some ancient dragon ruins.
Oh, right. The fake tabloids. So it wasn't a teacup that was found.
Based on my experience, it might be more accurate to refer to it as a hand cannon.
Yeah,
But in
that
Fontaine
sounds about
terms,
right.
It's not wrong to call it a gun. Given why I came here, don't you think it's curious that an ancient dragon relic of unknown origin would turn up like this, out of the blue? I suspect this gun might have something to do with that smuggling case. It might have slipped through the cracks.
It sounds about right.
Time is of the essence, so I'd like to head over to the Palais Mermonia to verify my suspicions.
Think I'll join you.
Perfect. Then we can head out right away. Or, if you want to catch up with your friends first, I can wait.
I think we could wait. The gun's already in possession of the authorities. I don't think it's any hurry to do that. We'll talk to Navia, but let's talk to Escoffier first.
The fresh vegetables from the new batch are exceptional quality. I just wish I could say the same about the new staff.
Uh-huh. Right.
We've gone over budget in quite a few areas. But, whatever. The results are what counts.
I am concerned. Alright, let's check in on Navia.
Traveler, it's you! Ready to join the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland crew?
Yep. Let's do this.
It's time, dear partner and Paimon, for us to turn our attention to the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland. As I mentioned, the park was started up by enthusiasts who brought in the Spina di Rosula to handle the planning, construction, and operations.
I mean, outsource what you can. Or should I say, not really outsourcing, it's more like, using local labor.
Of course, enthusiasts aren't typically all-around experts. They usually stick to designing the event booths. We, for our part, handle long-term operations and develop standardized strategy guides for the different activities.
Long-term operations?
Oh, there's crabs.
Strategy?
There's crabs on the dock.
It all sounds so complicated. We spend most of our time adventuring, and we barely have any experience running a stall. Do you think we can handle this?
Not every big boss went to business school, you know. We've done plenty of big business ourselves. Yeah, like the event where we helped Lisa sell potions.
That's more like it. You've seen it all before, haven't you, partner? I'd even go as far as to say you've shaped some of Tevat's biggest business ventures.
I don't know about biggest, but at least a handful of ventures.
Anyway, first things first. Let's get an overview of how the whole festival's gonna be run.
Oh, here we go. So these are the mini games, huh? Cheval Marin.
As you can see,
Oh,
Fantasyland's
they
a
voiced
bit
it up
like
there,
a
huh?
sugar-free macaron right now. Several areas are still under construction.
You know you don't have to put a lot of sugar in your macarons, right?
The Spina's only been able to hire a limited number of craftsmen. Besides, we don't have enough experience to handle multiple projects simultaneously.
Normally they wouldn't voice these kind of lines.
That's why I chose to adopt a time slot-based planning method, so we can focus on specific tasks during each designated period. Upgrading facilities, expanding the venue, hiring staff. All of this requires funds and time slots to accomplish. So, it's our job to allocate precious time slots in each business cycle to the most worthwhile tasks. As we attract more guests and earn money to add to our funds, we'll also be able to work more efficiently,
I might have to record all of this.
which will allow us to divide each cycle into finer time slots, which will let us get more done.
15,000 monies, 8 time slots.
So we'll be limited in the decisions we can make and tasks we can focus on within each time period. Which means we have to use our limited actions and Mora to earn even more Mora. Kinda like playing chess or cards then.
Really?
Cooking up a strategy in advance is gonna be key. Paimon thinks she just about gets it. How do you feel about it, Traveler?
It's right up my alley.
Yep, come on, we can do this. You mentioned standardized strategy guides just now. Does that mean there are non-standard ways to take part too?
Okay.
Of course. Film and entertainment mean different things to different people. And there's gonna be a wide range of exciting activities for people to try out. If we're not careful, some visitors might wander off and end up getting in trouble. And others might pick up dangerous props by mistake. To avoid confusion, we need to create a standardized strategy guide for each activity. Just think of it like a walkthrough.
You know, that's what we usually say instead of standardized strategy guide. Because standardized strategy guide is kind of wordy. I see you want to be a chess player. I get it, so you want me to set the benchmark.
Wow, if we're the first ones to test out the activities, who knows what surprises there could be waiting for us. But if we hit a tough spot, we'll just have to rely on our skills to carry us through.
Hopefully it goes without saying that I'd never put you in danger, partner. I carefully checked all the existing activities before you arrived, and I can assure you that they're all perfectly safe. I also wanted you to experience the activities before anyone else gets to.
How
It'll be
nice of
fun.
you.
Plus, we'd like to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
Oh, those are two things Navia is best at. Making people feel safe and having
You left out making macarons, but Escoffier would beg to differ.
Great! Well, I can't wait to hear what you think. Your input is super important to us. All right then, let's start with eclectic escapades and put our first guide together.
So we're gonna create the events, in a way.
All right then, time to try out eclectic escapades. I'll leave the strategy guide to you guys.
All right. Business acumen from the Spina. Costs 4 time to unlock this activity. Okay, we have boats. Go to formulate. Ticket price 160, max service value 40. A themed circuit-based adventure film, Journey into the Secret Sea, Legends of the Mysterious Ocean Current, the Ebb, an invitation for adventurers to seek the mystical heart of the ocean, the so-called Secret Sea. Alright, sounds fun. I'm a little bit of a sea dog myself. Got my scruffy beard ready to go. It's salty, too. But is it worth my salt? Collect the number required adventure coins. Alright. Special skills, diving and gliding. Seems like this is gonna be easy. Let's just speed up. Let's just keep speed boosting. Keep upgrading the facility, take a price. Okay, well that was kind of easy. Or I guess it was a tutorial if you think about it.
Ah, both of you seem even more excited than before. Looks like your first trial run didn't disappoint.
And it ties perfectly in with the film theme.
Paimon hasn't actually watched that many films, but after trying it out, she might just be hooked. We should check out the film that it's based on.
Great job, Paimon. That's exactly what our enthusiast friends were hoping you'd say. They'd be beyond delighted to hear that visitors are curious about the films that inspired these attractions.
Journey to the center of the earth next, please.
Some have even been willing to contribute extra funds out of their own pockets. Where budgets have allowed, of course.
Out of their own pockets?
Oh no. Are you talking about Lapine Pauline?
That's right. While the Spina di Rosula covers the cost of basic booth materials and rental fees, many fans have personally funded promotional materials and related merchandise. The cost of the booth itself isn't their main expense. Some of them have already started designing spin-off products inspired by film characters.
That sounds cool. I love
Take our
merch.
official mascot, Sir Intendant Chevalmoran, for instance. She won second place in the last most popular character poll for the comic film category, and was even dubbed the pinnacle of round bouncy cuteness.
Who won that, by the way? If she got second, who won?
Many people have expressed interest in designing cushions based on her image, using the highest quality fabrics and hiring the most skilled artisans to mass produce them. These cushions will officially go on sale at the next convention alongside lots of
I want an
similar
Oz
products.
plushie based off of his chat sticker. Now that you mention it, I kind of want one too. Shouldn't Farina be getting a sizable cut?
Don't worry. As Surintendant Cheval Moran's guardian and official image rights agent, Farina's already getting 60% of the sales revenue.
That's pretty good.
After all, the fans are doing this
That's
voluntarily.
revenue, not profit
Not
even.
for profit, but to promote Surintendant Cheval Moran's adorable image. The more Mora ends up in Farina's purse, the better Surintendant Cheval Moran's meals will be. And who wouldn't be happy to hear that?
Farina feeds her water bubble creations? What does she feed them? Macaroni and cheese?
Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that. Everyone working hard for something they all love without worrying about profit.
Also some money for Farina. Maybe we'll make it so that she can eat and increase her diet to be more than just macaroni.
Still, we can't just ignore Mora completely. Whether it's fan creations or official commercial projects, some level of financial balance is still necessary.
True, true.
The same logic applies to the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland taken as a whole. Once we finish the standardized strategy guides, our attractions can officially be open to the public. But we can't take personal charge of the ticketing process. There's plenty of work to do at the various booths, and the park itself is a work in progress. We'll need to assign dedicated employees to maintain and manage each attraction.
Ooh, are we gonna do like the museum event in Honkai Star Rail? Am I gonna get to assign certain characters to certain booths?
There's a recruitment section on the park's bulletin board. We've received many applications, and each candidate has their strengths. Our job is to match the best candidates to each attraction based on their overall performance. Once assigned, the staff will keep the attractions running, ensuring a continuous revenue stream.
Wait, so we've suddenly gone from being playtesters to heads of human resources? That's definitely a first for us.
I mean, for y'all maybe, but not for me. I'll make an awesome boss.
Just don't hold everyone up to your own standards, okay? You can't expect everyone else to be as capable as you.
I'm not that capable, which is why I'm a great boss.
Alright, time to review some resumes. Fingers crossed we'll get some exceptional candidates.
Like the Intrepid Valberry. Who remembers the Intrepid Valberry from the main story quest? Go hire employees.
When reviewing resumes, pay attention to each applicant's area of expertise.
Ooh. So they are NPC characters that we may have ran into. Service value 12, wage 1600. Electric Escapades 2002. Staff resume, work experience, follow-up development for the Fontaine Research Institute Stabilization Mechanism Project, logistics supplier from the Fontanilla Film Festival, personal strength, good sense of teamwork, plus willingness on menial, difficult tasks. I'm tough enough to handle any amount of overtime, and I can bear with half a day off every 7 days of work. Salary expectation, be grateful for basic... Okay. It won't let me read the whole thing. So we got Helene over there. From the Fontaine Research Institute.
Looks like this particular employee is really getting into their role.
Wishing them success on the job.
You're both doing great. You sound more like bosses than I do.
Yeah, that's mostly because you don't sound like much of a boss most of the time.
In any case, with this, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is now officially open.
With one activity.
Running a theme park
And
is
a shop.
long-term project. You won't make much if you try and rush it. We're just about done with our current work setup, so let's take a short break and wait for this cycle's revenue report to come in.
We have 2 timey things left to do. End the operation cycle.
Well, this cycle of operation sure got us off to a good start. On to the next one.
Profit curve. We're naturals when it comes to raking in the dough. We'll make a perfect money-making duo.
Well, the numbers might not look that impressive, but given that we're just getting the ball rolling, I'd say that wasn't a bad start.
Yeah, let's get like maybe 2 more activities going, and then we could say we're officially open.
Building on this momentum, we must consider rolling out more unique business strategies during the next cycle. To draw in the crowds, I've invited one of Fontaine's very own celebrity chefs, my good friend Escoffier.
Are you two actually good friends? I did the character story mission for both of you two, and y'all didn't really give me the impression of friends. In fact, you weren't even in half of that story.
She'll be performing right here in the amusement park's restaurant. On that note, let's go catch up with her.
So, is the restaurant part of our business strategy too? There are so many layers to this operation.
It seems like we've built half of a theme park. Or more like a third of a theme park.
The restaurant is up to standard, and the waterside location will make for a unique dining experience. The beautiful scenic reflections in the water create a stunning backdrop, lifting diners' spirits and allowing them to truly savor their meals. Ingredients, check. Cooking utensils, check. Looks like we're ready to rumble.
Hey there, Escoffier.
Oh, my employers are here. The president of the Spina di Rasula, plus the famous traveler and Paimon. I must say, you seem a bit overqualified to be running a film-themed amusement park.
Are we overqualified?
I'd say that if anyone here was overqualified, it would be the former head chef of the Hotel de Boer. Wherever you walk, the aroma of fine cuisine follows in your wake.
It'd be like having Gordon Ramsay show up to be like the head chef at my like school festival.
Let's get back to business. I'm guessing you want the traveler to help me decide the theme dish for each cycle, right?
Theme dish.
This is the business strategy I mentioned earlier. Using Escoffier's top-tier dishes to attract more visitors to the park. But this isn't just about attracting visitors. Her culinary masterpieces will surely have other surprising effects. Just imagine, Paimon, if all you needed was a single ticket to enjoy all the attractions and taste all the legendary food. Wouldn't you be tempted?
It sounds too good to be true, is what it sounds like to me.
Then Paimon come every single day.
Do you do annual passes? I'd find a way to live here.
Now, here's the twist. To get the most out of this strategy, the menu can't be made public.
Okay.
Based on research by a certain food branding consultant, many restaurants have started offering a special chef surprise dish.
Yeah, that's pretty standard at most restaurants.
So give me some inspiration every few business cycles, and I'll decide on our next theme dish. Now then, give me your hand.
Okay, my hand?
A warm and energetic feel.
Yeah, it's the power of pyro.
Your hands are calloused from wielding your sword, but still quite delicate. When you grasp its hilt, it's like you're holding the bow of a violin.
Cool. I'm not married, I'm single. I like long walks on the beach. I don't like swimming.
A sword, then. The theme this time shall be strength.
Cool. What if you had grabbed Paimon's hand?
Alright, let's find out what strength looks like in gastronomical form.
Let me see. I would think like maybe a soup with like a really strong broth. Or like maybe a very over-seasoned pilaf. Those are my first 2 thoughts. And then maybe a meat dish is like a third thing. Power-packed barbecue ribs. Okay, sure, that's fine. Spend 30% less of your next time you upgrade an attraction. Oh, look at the little chibi Escoffier up there.
I've refined the sauce for these barbecue ribs. It's a richer flavor than the classic version, but not at all greasy.
But I like greasy.
The mint extract in the
I'm an
seasoning
American.
gives a refreshing aftertaste.
If it's
Perfect
not
for
healthy,
indulging yourself
I'm not
after a
going to enjoy
fun-filled
it.
day.
If it isn't not healthy, I'm not going to enjoy it. Words.
But if you ask me, I'd say the artisans need these more than the guests.
The artisans?
The people running the show. The people making the props. You know, the stagehands.
As I'm sure
The
you've
engineers. The
noticed,
Lapine
this part isn't
Paulines.
quite finished. A serving of these barbecue ribs should help the artisans replenish their strength much more quickly. As their bosses, you have an obligation to provide meals for them. So why not invite them to dine here? Who knows? The morale boost might even improve their productivity.
You know what would actually improve their productivity more? We pay them more. So they can eat where they want to.
Oh? If I recall correctly, you once served up some special fish and chips for the porters over at the Fleuve Centre. For several days after, the workers were all incredibly efficient. They'd finish 8 hours of work in just 5. And then, because they clocked out early, they'd come back completely refreshed the next day.
Yeah, but a little bit poorer because they have less pay.
Then there's no time to lose. Go invite the artisans over while these ribs are still hot. I'll prepare some side dishes and desserts too.
You see, I'm a Marxist, so I'm always going to have labor's best interest at mind whenever I interpret anything. That's my personal bias. Thank you.
That's a great idea! You really live up to your reputation, Escoffier. Looks like these themed dishes are gonna make a huge difference after all. We'll have to make sure we check in with you regularly.
Alright.
The artisans are pumped and ready to roll thanks to that themed dish.
And perfect timing, too. Let's take this chance to take the facilities of our eclectic escapades to the next level.
That unique aroma. I wonder how you'll inspire my cooking this time.
It's like working here.
I'd say it's quite similar to working at the tavern in the Fleuve Centre. There's something special about seeing diners' faces light up when they taste your food. If something like this comes up again, just call. There's something special about seeing diners' faces light up when they taste your food. You don't get that working in the closed-off kitchen in a grand hotel.
It's one of the reasons street food is so popular.
If something like this comes up again, just call me. Don't worry, we know each other. No commission fee needed. I won't take a single mora. That unique aroma. I wonder how you'll inspire my cooking this. All right then, I'll just go with the flow. That unique aroma. It's nothing. Just take care not to overwork yourself.
I like to exhaust every dialogue option that I can. Alright, let's upgrade facilities. Hello, do you have a request for me? Take care of your mental well-being and enjoy your work. I get the impression I intimidate you. Oh no, I'm not intimidated, just cautious. You know what they say, never upset the client. Besides, given all the help that you've lent me in the past, it's important that I show you the proper respect. I can't afford to get fired again. The way the market is right now, it's not a good time to be looking for work as a freelance engineer. I like this position. I'll work as hard as it takes to get the job done. I feel like we should know who she is, but I don't.
Now that everything's going smoothly, it's about time we upgraded our facilities.
Alright, upgrades we go. And it costs 2 time? How much time do we have? It's a new cycle, right? We have 8. Visitor volume, ticket price, number of action points, max service value. Alright. Eclectic escapades.
We should be able to attract more customers by upgrading the stall, don't you think?
That's right. Based on my business experience with the Spina di Rosula, I've quantified the service value to help you intuitively understand how satisfied customers are with each stall.
This stall needs more people working on it, is what I need to take away.
an attraction will reach its ideal revenue only when its service value meets customer expectations. As we improve and expand our facilities, expectations will also increase accordingly. When that happens, we can deploy more capable employees, or invest funds in training to enhance our employees' skills.
And staff. Train staff. Service value plus 12. Wage 1,600. Plus 14. Max level 7 to the 7. Still think we should hire more staff.
Whew, that should be everything. Looks like you've pretty much mastered how to run this park.
Okay.
Huh? Have we really?
We learned how to manage the staff, we learned how to hire the staff, we learned how to set up a booth, and we learned how to upgrade the staff in the booth. As well as the whole meal plan thingy. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Thinking about it, we have learned quite a lot, haven't we?
Pretty decent amount. Just goes to show how well Navia explained it all.
Oh, not at all. I wouldn't say I taught you much. Your intuition's been guiding the way mostly. I imagine long-term operations sounded like a scary prospect the first time I mentioned it, huh?
Not really, no.
But don't let that scare you. Just break things down into smaller steps and tackle them one at a time. Even if you're not a genius or naturally gifted, you'll get it done in the end.
Whoa, seeing your own progress has really got Paimon fired up! Actually, she's gonna jot your words of encouragement right down. From here on out, we'll be running the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland together. Let's make it a big success!
Is that the end of the mission? It is. Let's exhaust the time for the day. And then we'll move on back to the main quest. Service value needs facilities, ensure stable revenue. However, whether it's through hiring, training, or automated salary distribution, costs will be incurred that use up your funds, so careful personnel management is required. Be aware employees who you've hired haven't been assigned duties yet will still require a salary. Uncle Scimitar! Movie masterpieces, Mellow Manor. So we haven't unlocked those. We have no staff available for the new one yet. Unlock the corresponding facility. Let's open a movie masterpieces, wherever that is. Shelburne Film Fantasyland main attractions, electric excavated movie masterpieces, Mellow Manor. Upgrading and expanding facilities can increase the corresponding facilities ticket sales. As you upgrade your facilities, progress through the various encounters, you'll attract visitors to the park by ticketing sales, visitor volume. You can further enhance the Shelburne Film Fantasyland overall revenue. Oh, and then here's the rewards. I guess we get a cool bow. I like the design on that bow. The sequence of blank. Unlock facility. Wonder what this one's based off of. Business level up. Let's go formulate. A scene from the character film The Champion Duelist. The Champion Duelist are a symbol of justice and fearlessness and made flesh. To become a true duelist, you must own your heart, face the torrential barrage of bullets, shatter your hesitation, transcend your limits, and embody the courage and justice of a champion duelist. I'm gonna have to Google the names of all these NPCs we can hire to see if they're like from quest lines that I haven't done. What do we gotta do in here? This is giving me flashbacks to the farming the ocean. In this challenge, you must approach the barrage firing device to destroy it. Use your special ability on the right moments to avoid the barrage more easily and get close to the target faster. That seemed easy. Oh, now we gotta go this way, huh? I didn't know that we were playing Gradius. That gets really sketchy when you get close to it. Oh, that's not fair. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, we gotta do this 5 times? Oh.
Too slow.
Hiya. One more time. Oh, that's cheating. Oh, that's nice gap. Why do it the intended way when you can just run straight through it? Find a way to claim the treasure key. I thought it was going to make me do something when I got to it. Well, that wasn't too hard. Alright, let's get a staff member. I mean, you're the better long-term investment. You're just good right now. Hey there. I'm an action movie actor. I'm here on my director's invitation. Brought my brothers and sisters along to have fun. This place looks great. Novel scenery, great views, welcoming guests. It doesn't feel right to have fun all the time, so I figured I gotta do some work. Don't let the mercenary label fool you. Our clients demand protocol, poise, and polished demeanor. We've mastered them all, right down to the eye movements. Bottom line, I'm fit for most roles you got, so hire away. We don't have time to hire another one. Alright. Everyone's got their assignments. Let's talk to Uncle Scimitar. Well, if it isn't Dea's friend, so you're my boss this time. Looking forward to working with you. Took the words right out of my mouth. However, you should be aware that due to the certain personal habits, I might make some small mistakes. Like when playing the villain, I might get a bit too into it and end up scaring the guests. I've been known to comfort children into tears. Please forgive me if something like that ends up happening. Okay, so we have met you before. So they're all NPCs we've met before.
You've got this park off to a great start, partner. The ball's really starting to roll, huh? I can't wait to see how it'll all turn out. How exciting.
All right. And that's where we'll end this for the day. Oh wow, we hit AR-57. I kind of forgot that we could actually raise our adventure level. It hasn't happened in so long. Alright. we'll finish Act 1, and then we'll end the stream. To the Palais Momonia. Meet up with Kanich. Kanich? Kanich. I always forget if it's Kanich or Kanich. Both sound correct in my head. Oh, Oraron and Aoife?
Oh, man.
Bro!
I forgot. Aoife's playable now.
Are you mimicking me? Now's not the time. Come on.
No, I mean, one of our buddies is here, for real. Quite a few of them, actually.
I thought I was Gramps.
Aoife, what brings you to Fontaine?
Huh? How come you're... Ah, I'm guessing Kanich is here because of that international smuggling case, right? I've
what
heard
about
quite
you
a bit
two?
about that.
Word sure gets around quickly, huh?
First time abroad and you're already making headlines.
Oh, stop it. It's not like I was the center of attention.
Wasn't expecting to see the Traveler and Paimon here too, though.
Come on, Aoife.
Right. Spill the beans. What do you need help with?
Huh?
A traveler, by definition, is someone who travels around.
Oh, that's what you're being mean about.
Fair point.
Fair point.
Anyway, back on topic. Wait a second. I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about again?
Why, you're all here, of course.
I kind of wish they would just call him Ether at this point. Apparently, we've been keeping that name secret from almost everybody we meet.
For vegetables.
Cuckoo.
Oraron, never change. Aoife, I understand. Oh, I should have known. I should have known Oraron was going to show up when we had that really weird aside line with Escoffier talking about vegetables for no reason.
I'll go first. It's for the Chevrolamine film Fantasyland. Wait, is that right?
Yeah, all the vegetables are fresh, and they're Oraron's vegetables, aren't they?
It's Cheval Moran.
Cheval Moran.
Ah, right. I keep stumbling over that one.
You and everybody else, buddy.
Guess I owe Cheval Moran an apology, even if she's not here.
It's okay.
Anyway, long story short, the festival restaurant urgently needed fresh vegetables from Natlan, which is why Aoife and I are here.
So, you guys are vegetable couriers?
He is. I'm just here as a responsible adult.
I guess Granny Itzley didn't want Oraron going out by himself.
It's his first time traveling so far away from home, and all the elders in his tribe were worried. So they had me come along.
I knew it.
Even though it's your first time too.
Really? Oh, it's probably the first time for anybody, because apparently people just don't leave Natlan.
Right. But they still picked me to accompany you.
You're
You
not even
gotta
from that
wonder
tribe.
Why that might be.
Aren't you from, like, a completely different tribe?
Don't you get it? They all just saw how overworked you were, so they used it as an excuse to send you off on a vacation.
Wait, what? So I'm getting the grandson treatment now too? See? Doesn't matter how much older you are than this dude. Hang out with him long enough, and you'll eventually find yourself being treated like a kid.
Well, I mean, his grandma's like 400?
Meaning everyone looks after you. What's so bad about that?
In theory, nothing at all. In that case, guess I better start over. Hi guys, my name's Aoife, and I just turned 5.
And I just turned 5. I'm only 3.5 seconds old.
Paimon's not sure who the responsible adult is anymore.
It's us, Paimon. We're the responsible adults. We're 500 years old. Well, I mean, I am. I don't know how old you are.
So, what about Kakuku?
Yeah, you mentioned him. What's going on with Kakuku?
If he was here, we'd be making more of a ruckus than we already are.
That's exactly what's got me worried.
Aoife, there's nothing to worry about.
Kakuku's missing, isn't they?
You're a big boy. You can handle yourself now even without Kakuku.
Is he, like, dependent on Kakuku?
You think that's what I'm worried about?
No, I'm worried he's lost.
Anyway, my priority right now is Kakuku. Suffice it to say, Kakuku's in big doo-doo.
Say that 5 times fast.
How so? He's so small, and all he knows are a few harmless phrases. What kind of trouble could he even get himself into?
He could end up on Escoffier's cooking platter.
Let me guess. Did he get caught out by the law on flying objects?
Oh, right, that. I forgot about that.
Bro, you too?
Not me. How?
Oh, that pesky little chatterbox.
So they confiscated Kakuku because he's a flying object? Don't worry, you'll get him back in a day or two.
So that's why he hasn't interrupted us this whole time. Guess he's too scared to show his face.
That, plus he's already spouted enough nonsense for one day. So I've put him on mute until tomorrow.
I think it's so amazing that you can do that, by the way.
Nice one. If I was even half as decisive as you are, I would have kept a closer hold on Kakuku so he didn't get a chance to go flying off.
Guess that's what flying objects do.
Oh no, bro. Or rather, did Kakuku get caught by the guards for flying around?
If they had managed that, we'd at least be able to track him down. But when the guards started chasing him, Kakuku flew into that building next door. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a high-stakes pursuit going down in there as we speak. Just like one of those cool crime movies.
You guys get movies in Netland?
Which building?
The Palais Marmonia?
That one?
You know, like the police station?
Yup, that's the one. Kakuku sure has a good eye for a getaway. It's the tallest building around.
Oh, so he's like flying around in the ceiling in there?
I may be able to fly up pretty high, but checking every last window would still take quite a while. As for Aoife, well, let's just say he's not flying anywhere without a Saurian. Sorry about that.
Not like it's my fault, though.
Can we do
don't have
Saurian
to apologize on
indwelling?
my
If
behalf.
if like a Saurian managed to walk all the way over here, could we still indwell outside of Natland? Does anybody know? I don't think I've ever thought about that till just now.
Wait a sec. What's this got to do with how high you can fly? Kakuku's got himself into a real mess here. Like a panicked animal running straight into a trap. It's pretty worrying. I'm starting to picture him flapping through a barrage of gunfire while important documents are flying about left, right, and center.
Okay, Paimon definitely has a much more worst-case scenario in mind than I thought. I was thinking of a more hilarious people like shooing him with mops and nets.
Heck yeah! If anyone can pull it off, it's Kakuku. He's always been such an awesome Saurus.
Awesome
I believe
Saurus.
in him.
In other words, right now in this building could be a not one awesome Saurus, but two.
For real now? Do you even hear yourself, bro?
Of course I'm for real. I'd never make light of something like that.
It sounds like you're making light of it.
All right. Everyone's an awesome Saurus. Well, the human version. But our priority right now should be to go in there and check up on Kakuku.
As it happens, Kanish and I were just heading over to the Palais Marmonia for something else.
Leave it to us.
You sure? Wow, awesome. That'll be a huge help.
And if Kakuku doesn't listen to you, I give you permission to pull out a couple of his feathers.
Do you have the right to give us that permission?
Wait, since when was that up to you?
Well, then it's your call, bro.
All right then, if Kakuku doesn't listen to you, I also give you permission to pull out a couple of his feathers.
I wouldn't do that. And also, I want to be bro. When do I get downgraded from Gramps to bro?
There you go. If he objects to that, tell him to come find us.
He won't. Trust me.
No way, bro!
Back when we first met Kakuku in the wild and I begged you to take him under your wing, I never imagined you'd end up spoiling him rotten.
And I never imagined you'd be nagging me about it.
Oh, well, I definitely saw that coming.
Huh?
You're only 5 years old after all.
Oh, right. Forgot about that joke. Alright, let's see what's going on in here. Monsieur Novelette, is everything okay? Has everyone caught the flying object? The World Quest NPCs aren't here anymore either.
Too slow.
Man, I haven't heard this OST in forever.
Nothing new there.
What's all that commotion? Are they arguing in there? What's all that commotion?
Nothing new there. The first few days of every month are always noisy.
Ah, gotcha. Flying objects. Sedaine, there are strange sounds coming from Monsieur Nouvelette's office. Do you think we should go in and check on him?
Too slow.
Oh, Risley's here. And they have Kukuku.
No way, bro!
No way, bro!
Did he say he came from Natlan? No.
Get out of here!
Get out of here.
I can understand his words, just not what they mean.
Oh no.
For real now.
Bro!
Bro!
He keeps repeating the same things over and over again.
He's like a parrot.
Oh, you know one another.
He's a bro. He's a bro of a bro.
He's a friend! Yeah! A saurian friend of a human friend!
Great. Well, that was easy. Looks like we've tracked down the owner. Guess that's one less lost and found notice for you to write, Monsieur Nouvelette.
For real?
For real?
Traveler, was there something important you wanted to discuss with the Udex?
Kind of. And two things, and now that we've found the Kukuku problem.
I'm just about done with my business here. Need me to step out?
I mean, you can stay.
Stay and hear them out first. Perhaps it will have some bearing on your own work. If I'm not mistaken, you are the same Mr. Kanich who served as a witness in the smuggling trial?
Correct.
I take it there's been a further development in the case.
That's right. Very perceptive, Mr. Udex.
So you've met Nouvelette before? But wasn't the trial overseen by another judge?
I would love to meet that other judge, by the way.
I've seen his photo in the papers. But as for this other gentleman...
Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Risley, administrator of the Fortress of Meripede. Or in layman's terms, Fontaine's prison warden.
The Duke of Meripede is also another title he goes by.
Please, feel free to share anything about the case. There's no need to keep anything from him.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you!
Wow, that sounded just like me.
Did it?
But should we really discuss official business in front of the Saurian?
Oh, wow! Oh, no!
Oh, you made him sad.
I believe he said... Or rather, I suppose he meant that he'll keep this to himself. Though I should mention, Mr. Kukuku, that we will have to ask you to sign a confidentiality agreement.
Sure thing, bro!
Sure thing, bro. This is all a bit strange, but they really are a great pair of awesome sauri.
Let us return to the matter at hand.
Right, it's not public knowledge that Nouvelette is the Dragon Sovereign, I guess.
Mr. Kanich, was there something else you wanted to discuss relating to the case?
Yes. Let me fill you in.
Alright, we tell Kanich and Risley about Lapine Pauline finding the gun. Which they should already technically be aware of since it was reported and returned to the authorities already. Nouvelette makes inquiries with the relevant personnel, and sure enough, they locate the box and the gun that Lapine Pauline spoke of. Alright, let me see it. Let me see it in person.
He is exactly like Lapine
Oh,
Pauline's
wow.
sketch!
Oh,
Must be
wow!
all that practice drawing engineering blueprints, huh?
Yeah, now that I see it in person, it looks like one of those secret source mechanisms.
So if it's true that this weapon came into Fontaine alongside the contraband from the smuggling case, then there's a high chance we overlooked a suspect.
Yeah, it looks like an accomplice might have gotten away.
That's exactly my line of thought.
Or they ditched this before they got caught.
I see. Mr. Kinich, thank you for reporting this promptly. I'll arrange for the Marechaussee Phantom to investigate right away. We should begin by questioning the prisoners in custody. Wriothesley.
I'll sign off on the interrogation request. Don't you worry.
That would be much appreciated.
It's lucky that the Palais Mermonia wasn't scheduled to release any public bulletins today, and that this Guns Lost and Found notice hasn't been written up yet. In other words, the news hasn't leaked.
I'll be staying in Fontaine for the
I
time
don't know.
being.
Lapine Pauline doesn't
If there's
exactly
any
keep her
progress
mouth
in the
shut, though.
investigation or you need my help, feel free to reach out anytime.
Same goes for me.
Yep, we were just about to go help out with Lapine Pauline's convention. If there's any news, we'll keep you all posted.
Marvelous. Thank you all. Well then, all that's left is to...
Return you.
You miss me, bro?
He really does come out with the most unexpected things. Who did he learn it all from?
A couple of top bros from Natlan.
Huh. Well, it's pretty extraordinary.
Anyway, according to due process, we must first determine whether Mr. Kakuku qualifies as a flying object. And, following on from our conversation just now, he also needs to sign a confidentiality agreement. Drafting said agreement may take some time.
Looks like you'll be staying with us for a while then, Kakuku. Excited?
I can pass the message on to his friends.
That would save us a lot of trouble. Many thanks.
Don't mention it.
All right then, we'd better get going. No need to see us off.
Wonder who the Eudex he met with was. Open it and take a look. Stash it away. Open it. Stash it away. Open it. Stash it away.
I know you mentioned a while back that people from Natlan would soon start showing up all over the world. But I hadn't expected anything like this.
Oh, so Nuvalet was really plugged into what was going on in Natlan.
It seems no matter where they come from, all dragons are inquisitive by nature.
I kind of forgot that Saurians are dragons.
You can say that again, bro.
The same might well be said for humankind. The real reason you chose to stay to investigate this case was your curiosity about Natlan and Mr. Kakuku, was it not?
Guilty as charged. Nothing gets past you.
Two tallest guys in the game, standing
So,
and talking.
How about we take this opportunity to chat a little more? We've got the world's best translator on hand, after all.
Sure thing, bro.
That's so interesting. Oh, where'd Sedani go? Is she back up here now? Alright. Well there, if you're lost, turn back. Some of the rooms here are restricted access only. Well, heading back now. Alright, don't get any ideas now.
The wind rises.
Alright. We gotta be getting close to the end of Act 1, right?
Aurora and Aoife, we found Kakuku.
What's the situation? How bad is it?
There's some good news and some bad news.
Oh no.
Hey, there's good news too.
When I saw that Kakuku wasn't with you, I'd already prepared myself for the worst.
Relax, Aoife. Maybe Kakuku just prefers high-rise living now.
This is not like a penthouse.
Sometimes you just have to let the kids grow up and make their own choices in life.
For real now? Do you even hear yourself, bro?
How old is Auroron? Because he's kind of a moron.
It's not that bad. Kakuku's fine. Still very much alive and kicking for starters.
He hasn't been arrested either, so no jail time.
Even had an interesting chat with some veritable VIPs.
See?
You're not exactly reassuring me here.
He just has to stay to sign some documents.
As for the bad news, well, it's really not that bad. Kakuku accidentally overheard some top secret stuff, so he has to stay at the Palais Mermonia for a while to sign a confidentiality agreement. But there's no need to worry. The person in charge of looking after Kakuku is super nice, so he'll be absolutely fine.
You'll just have to wait a bit longer.
All right. That doesn't sound too bad after all. Wow, hearing that's put my mind to rest.
But based on my understanding of how things work here, the ban on flying objects should be over by the time Kakuku actually gets out.
It's only for the first 3 days of the month.
What a shame. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to go have some fun without him.
You don't look disappointed in the slightest.
Yeah.
Anyway, Auroron and I will be staying in guest rooms upstairs at the Hotel de Boer for the time being. Feel free to drop by if you need us.
All right, bro.
Yay, problem solved! All right, let's catch up another day.
Alrighty. Wait until the morning the day after tomorrow. So we're gonna end the stream here, and we'll resume this on a later day. But for the YouTube folks, whenever this does get uploaded, I'm gonna edit both Act 1 and Act 2 into one video. Out of curiosity, though, how many days we got? We got 6 days left to finish this event. We'll definitely finish it this week. We'll go through like half of it today and tomorrow, and then we'll do the other half of it. We'll be finishing it over the next 4 days, basically. Alrighty, Act 2 of 4. A series of twists and turns. So, the plan of today is to get through at least that, and if it ends up being short, I'll fill time by doing more of the, like, event proper. Which is, we've not made a lot of progress on, to be honest. We're about to start Cycle 3. I didn't know that we could enter Focused Experience mode for events. That's kind of neat. Also, as one last bit of news before we resume, I guess Honkai Star Rail's 3.3 patch just went live as we're recording this. And the reason we're playing this instead of that is because I'll probably play that tomorrow. I want to get this at least half done before the week's over, so that we can actually just have this out of my mind. Because this event's actually about to end. We have, like, what, 5 days left to do the event? And I would like to get some of my videos recorded before then. Before then, I would like to get a lot of these videos out of the way. And this event is... I don't know too many... I'm pretty sure most of the streamers that are going to do this event have already done it at this point. That being said, I know a lot of y'all that play this game still are the people that literally put it off to the last moment. I try to put it off till I have time, but usually that means, like, when there's less than 10 days of the event left. Oh my god, we've had to go through so many loading screens, and we still haven't even started the second act yet.
The wind rises.
Monsieur Nouvellette.
Hey everyone, we're here!
Did we even say we were going to meet back in here? I don't remember saying that.
Oh, hey, my little dudes! Good morning!
Good morning, little dude.
Oh, wow! Kukuku's learned a new greeting! Is that good news or bad news, though?
That's probably good news.
Sorry, I did everything within my power. But so far, I've only managed to teach him how to say good morning.
Wait, so that's all you've been up to this whole time?
Really? Why do you two look so upset about that?
Get out of here!
I think that means no.
Huh? Okay, so good mornings aside, please tell Paimon there's been some other progress too.
Progress in the case?
Of course. That's why I'm here. Kukuku's not the only one that Mr. Risley's been getting to talk. I'm referring, of course, to the convicts.
It was nothing. These guys weren't exactly tough nuts to crack.
So, what's the deal?
After racking their brains, they remembered speaking to an inconspicuous middle-aged man just as they were preparing to pack up and leave Natland.
Inconspicuous middle-aged man. I'ma place monies on Regrador or Regrador Minion. That is my going theory. Also, I'm not sure if anyone's noticed, but I realized that the voltage on the lamps in my room was actually starting to burn out the bulbs, so they were turning smoky and black. So I got some higher watt bulbs. They can handle the heat better. And they also put out almost twice as many lumens as the other one. So my room is a lot brighter, which means my green screen works a lot better.
He was dressed in the manner of the Children of Echoes and carrying a box. Plus, the description matches the one the gun was found in. All in all, he didn't look any different from your average Natlanese traveler.
Can it be T'Pol? Or whoever T'Pol's benefactor within the Fatui was?
Perhaps seeing that they were dressed as merchants, this man stopped for a chat, inquiring where their goods were headed, and even asking if they could share a boat. The smugglers were very cautious, though. They didn't tell him any specifics. But all this happened before I crossed paths with them. I happened to notice them as they were preparing to set sail. I thought they looked shady, so I snuck aboard, and ended up being carried along all the way to Fontaine.
Wow. I'm surprised you're only sharing this part of the story with us now. I mean, we could have at least gotten Kenich's part of the story before getting to this point. All the convict side of the story added is that they ran into another guy. What is the How doing at the bottom corner? Yeah. Cool.
Boss, do we know if those Fontanians will even like this stuff? What if we can't shift it?
Shift it.
And that's why we call you a rookie. It's all supply and demand, kid. Supply and demand. Natland's foreign trade is just starting to lift off. There'll be a market for it, you'll see.
That's right. So stop giving the boss trouble, rookie. Just do your job and keep an eye on the goods.
Are they merchants? Have they come to Fontaine to do business? Scarred face. Calloused hands. On closer inspection, the fabric looks worn at the knees and elbows, and his fingernails are dirty. Not exactly your typical merchant.
He definitely looks like a laborer of some kind.
Could he have previously been a warrior? Or even an adventurer?
You can get calloused hands and worn knees from non-adventure work. Usually stuff that revolves around you crawling on your hands and knees. Like archaeology, for instance.
Something feels off. I'd better sneak up and get a closer look.
I'm a horrible juror. Never give me jury duty. I will defend the innocent till proven guilty, and I will tell you what reasonable doubt is, because I will stretch it to the thinnest imaginable line. I don't like our criminal justice system here, which is why I am willing to give the benefit of the doubt and play devil's advocate.
Nice thinking, boss. This tourist tub's been fast-going and smooth sailing. Plus, no one's been asking us what we're up to.
That goes without saying. Big cargo ship would have been too slow, whereas the smaller ones would have been faster but way too bumpy. If we ended up damaging the goods by accident, all these months spent grafting away would have gone up in smoke.
Grafting away?
Seriously? But there's hardly anything here. Would it really have taken them months to prepare? And why would they need to transport it with such care? Could they be secretly smuggling precious items out of Natland? I'll need to find a way to get to the bottom of this.
Just keep eavesdropping.
Let's go hear what these criminals have to say for themselves. Sure enough, there are relics inside the box. It's illegal to smuggle such items outside Natlan.
Rules are made to be broken. And why is it illegal? That is a good question.
Hey, why the long face? You're abroad on business, and you get to do some sightseeing while you're at it. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. You better cheer up if you know what's good for you.
I guess you're right. I was just worried I might have messed up with the packing, or that something's gonna go wrong along the way.
Oh, pull yourself together. Tons of foreign tourists come traveling to Fontaine. I bet their luggage is full of all kinds of weird stuff.
How would anybody know that it's a stolen relic?
Checking it all, just show them the purchase order we had drawn up.
Ooh,
Those
they even have a
Fontanians
purchase
can't
order?
get enough of their legalese, so I've heard. They can look all they want.
Aha. So their aim is to smuggle in contraband after all.
I mean...
Looks like I've gathered enough intel about the smugglers and their contraband. Time to inform port security.
It's kind of neat that we're actually getting to play this out from Kenichi's perspective. He even gets his own special Kahula Hal loading screen.
So anyway, that was when I went and told the Fontanian guards about my suspicions. After an investigation and a chase, they finally apprehended them and sent them on their way.
Well, guess they're headed exactly where they should be.
Good job, Kenich.
Thanks.
Based on your recollections just now.
I was completely focused on those smugglers at the time, so I wasn't really paying attention to other passersby.
It's only natural, don't worry about it.
Yeah, Kenich, you did great.
You saw suspicious activity, and you reported it to the authorities. Couldn't have done it better myself.
In other words, the person who brought the gun here, the one who lost it, has no connection to the smugglers whatsoever. They were working entirely on their own.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Sounds like Mr. Kakuku wants to chime in?
He said this elusive individual's actions are positively mystifying.
It's a good observation, I quite agree. However, we still know next to nothing about the person. Perhaps we should start by focusing on the lost item itself.
Oh, we're doing this again. Okay. Came from an ancient Natlanese dragon ruins. This relic is left behind by Natlan's ancient dragon civilization. It's a genuine antique, so it must have been of great value. The box was buried amidst junk. Doesn't seem like an accident. No, it's as if someone left it there on purpose. The lost object that was picked up. Genuine treasure left by the roadside, lost by the roadside, still remains unreported and unclaimed. Bait? Why would someone just leave such a valuable antique in the middle of nowhere? Was the plan for someone to come pick it up? Yeah, it could have been a dead drop.
It certainly seems like it was the bait in some kind of trap. The only question is, why wasn't the bait made more conspicuous?
Has something sprung to mind?
I just remembered a film I watched this one time.
Oh? Care to share with the class?
Huh? Oh, wow! No way, bro!
Hold on, let me explain. Just now, the traveler speculated that this box might have been placed there on purpose, as if the intention was for someone to come pick it up. That got me thinking about those films about kidnapping cases.
Wow. What film?
When they demand their ransom, the kidnappers tell the victim's family to leave money or valuables at a designated spot for someone to come pick up.
That doesn't merely happen in films. There have been similar cases in real life.
Yeah, it's called a dead drop.
In fact, if anything, it's probably the real-life events that inspired the films.
Thank you for this third grade lesson that I have learned.
Sounds plausible.
Ooh. Wait. This raises the stakes to a whole new level. If the gun really was some kind of ransom, then Since we took the box, the kidnappers never got their payment, so...
They might not be kidnappers. This is a dead drop.
Does that mean they executed the hostage?
We haven't heard any missing people.
I agree. I don't believe we have a kidnapping on our hands.
This was probably a trade that went bad.
Selling off stolen goods is extra work that most kidnappers would want to avoid. Unless they're after something very specific, they tend to just ask for cash. Could we be dealing with a kidnapper who's dead set on getting their hands on an ancient dragon handgun? It's not impossible, but the likelihood is very slim. We can discount that possibility for now. And speaking of selling stolen goods, don't you think this looks more like a transaction?
That's what I just said like minutes ago. About the seller. About the buyer. After receiving the instructions, the buyer would have gone to the designated spot with the money to pick up the goods. To ensure that they actually got paid, the seller would likely have been watching the buyer. The gun was placed in a locked box and hidden away. Clearly the seller wanted to keep their identity secret. Before the buyer could show up, Lepine Pauline found the goods by chance while setting up the event venue. Incomplete transaction. Due to the unexpected arrival of the film Fantasyland, the deal had to be called off.
So, bottom line, this was an individual smuggler at work.
Exactly. And it was the location itself that caused the deal to fall through. The last thing they would have expected was for a quiet beach to turn into a bustling film convention overnight.
Yeah, Lepine Pauline really worked her ass off with the Spina de Rasula to set that up overnight.
Not only is the area now packed with tourists, but the Spina di Rasula have a presence there. I'll bet that both parties were completely caught off guard.
Great job, Lepine Pauline. She's gonna sneeze somewhere off screen.
That sounds like a plausible theory, but how do we verify it?
Looks like your people better start rolling up their sleeves.
How so?
Easy. Just follow the usual procedure by putting up a lost and found notice. The more routine we make it seem, the more likely the suspect will come forward to claim it. Even if they send a proxy, we're liable to get our hands on new leads.
Might as well.
And timing-wise, it's about time we updated the bulletin board anyway. All we need now is a lucky gestionnaire to write up the notice for us post-haste.
Ah, so that's what you meant by rolling up their sleeves. In that case, I may as well write it myself. Delegating this to someone else would require an additional explanation.
Fair point. And that's less, what do they call it, what we made Kukuku sign in the last half of in the last stream. Confidentiality agreement. We'd have less confidentiality agreements to sign.
Or are you just not used to asking others to work overtime?
Fun fact, if you are a true advocate of free speech, I am a believer that confidentiality agreements violate the First Amendment. That is my opinion.
Is that really a major concern here?
If you don't want something to be spilled, don't share it.
Well, looks like I won't be needed around here. At least until the notice has been posted.
You could always wait here if you like. The Palais Mermonia serves a particularly fine cup of tea, if that swings it for you.
We did it. If you had tea on your bingo card. That Risley said tea. Risley's talking about tea has come up on your bingo card. Check it off now.
Thanks, but no thanks. I left a very noisy creature with a friend before heading out.
Oh.
So I should probably get back to feed it.
Who did you leave a howl with?
Ah, I wasn't aware that you had a pet, Mr. Kanich. Speaking of pets...
I think we should take Kukuku with us.
Get out of here! Out of here!
Yep, that's the plan. Out of here, indeed.
I believe that what Risley is trying to say is, you are free to leave, Mr. Kukuku. Furthermore, it has been determined that Mr. Kukuku should not, in fact, be classified as a flying object. As such, he shall be free to move around Fontaine whenever he so pleases.
We never got that classification for Paimon, by the way.
You're the best, bro. Oh, that really is good news. Travelers, should we bring Kukuku back to Aoife and Auroran?
I don't see why not.
I shall leave him in your capable hands.
No problem. Let's keep it Dutch.
Indeed.
Well, this is moving rather smoothly.
Ah. You know, all this has made me realize that I'd quite like to have a pet.
If that proves inconvenient within the fortress of Meripede, perhaps you should consider finding a place in the court of Fontaine.
I'm sure you could find a pet that likes being in cold, damp, dark places.
That actually sounds like a good idea. In the past, I always dismissed the idea of buying a property in the city. The prophecy about the floods meant it never seemed like a worthwhile investment. But now...
This might be a good time for you to re-examine the documents I gave you regarding your title as Duke.
Huh?
Citizens with honorary titles are eligible for certain benefits when purchasing property in the court of Fontaine.
Really? Does that include us?
Really?
How about this? You read through your documents from start to finish, while I write up the lost and found notice.
Neat. So he's entitled to, like, subsidies in his property purchase. I guess the rich get richer. Where is Auroron and Aoife? Oh, they're over by Hotel de Bourg. Right, they did say that they were staying there. That makes sense. I wonder if we'll run into Savannah. Or Vanijim. Or any of those cool characters like the goat Renaud that we ran into during Escoffier's character story. That's been fully uploaded, and you can watch that right now if you want to. And if you're watching this on YouTube, well, of course it's already up, because this is up. Oh, you let the howl with them.
What? What now?
Let's shake hands.
Is it just me, or does Auroron get dumber by the day?
Fine by me. Get ready for a knuckle sandwich.
Ugh.
Nice dodge.
Oh, nice dodge.
I like Aoife.
Paimon feels strangely inclined to keep a safe distance. Did you miss me, bro?
Cuckoo, you're free!
Ugh, not you again. Nope, didn't miss you in the slightest.
I missed you.
Hey, Gramps. And hey, Paimon and Kanich. It's good to see you all. Thanks for bringing Kukuku back.
Get it away! Get it away from me! Nice to meet you, bro. Who are you calling bro? Say that again to my face! I dare you.
This interaction I actually didn't miss too much.
If you've got the energy to argue this much, you're clearly not hungry yet.
So, how does, I know that, Ahau could, like, interact with the physical world and all, but, like, he doesn't have, like, organs or anything, so how does he, like, eat?
Let's go find something to eat, while Ahau lives his best life.
Sounds good to me.
Poor Ahau. He spent all day being tormented by Auroron, only to discover that the suffering's just begun.
Aoife, as a Saurian vet, how can you just sit back and watch our little dragon bro suffer?
Huh? How am I the bad guy?
That is a good question.
Do you even hear yourself? Ah!
Do you even hear yourself?
Doesn't anyone want to hear how Kukuku got out of jail?
Not really. I think we told them yesterday that he just has to wait a few days. Permission to move around freely, Ahau's face gets even redder than before.
Don't lose hope, Ahau.
You can get that designation too.
By the same standard, you have freedom of movement now too. You're still in the game?
Same standard? I will not be held to the same standard as that thing!
But that's the highest standard, not an object.
That's right. You won't. As far as I understand, the Palais Mermonia will want to assess your case on its own merits before they grant you freedom of movement.
That's even funnier. But court precedent means that you'll probably get that designation nonetheless.
I'm gonna march that little pink balloon right into the kitchen!
Yeah, good luck with that, bro. You'll be putting your own neck on the line, too.
Also, there's no such restaurant!
Anyway, thanks for looking after Ahau, guys. I'll take over.
Why you?
One Kukuku delivered, as promised. Looks like we've managed to swap saurians, too.
Between the two, Kukuku wins the cuteness competition hands down.
Getting picky now, huh? Well, Paimon wins any my cuteness competition.
Ah, really? Thanks! Wait, who are the other contestants, though?
Are we not competing you with Hao and Kukuku? Is there any other characters who have, like, a cool pet that we haven't met? I mean, do we count Chi-Chi as, like, Dr. Baiju's pet? And do we count Dr. Baiju as Shang-Shang's pet? Do we count Little Durin as Hat Guy's pet?
So now that our crew's back together again, what's our next move? Oh, how about a game of rock, paper, scissors?
No chance. If I lose, we'll end up stuck in the room watching films all over again.
Nope. This time, we'll only watch a film if I lose instead.
Oh, that's even worse.
Had enough too, huh?
For real now? Come on, bro.
Can we just ditch this whole leaving it all to chance thing? Why don't we take our fate into our own hands?
Aren't we doing that already? Rock, paper, scissors uses our hands.
Auroron is getting dumber by the moment. Isn't he supposed to be like in his 20s?
Don't know why you're laughing. You're stuck with paper every time.
That's so funny. Alright. Oh wait, it's Paimon o'clock time.
The lost and found notice is up.
Series of twists and turns.
Maybe we should go hang around the Palais Mermonia to see if anyone shows up to claim it.
That sounds like a good idea, Paimon. Let's go check the notice board. Which I am now just remembering that we spent like 16 minutes reading the notice board in like the first stream we did in Fontaine. The one that's in front of the Opera Epicles. There's a lot of notices written on that bulletin board. The bulletin board had a lot of screen time in the Fontaine trailer, so I just felt like it only made sense to read it.
Behold!
I thought there might have been something important on it.
Huh, looks like there were quite a few others with the same idea.
Ah, hello, you two.
Have there been any developments?
Do you think anyone would be dumb enough to
Okay,
take the
guess
bait?
not. Well, the notice was only just posted. Guess it's pretty unlikely that someone would show up right at...
Someone walked in.
Special Patrol, open up!
Special Patrol?
Ah! Who's there? What's going on? The Special Patrol?
Isn't that like what Chevrus is part of?
I don't think that's who this is.
Someone's knocking at the door. Please, anything but the Special Patrol.
Hey, this isn't the time for silly jokes. Let's go check it out.
Can't one of the bigger, taller, stronger guys behind me do it? A guard from the Palais Mermonia.
Good day, all. Gramps, grannies, aunts, and uncles.
Ooh, who got upgraded to aunt and uncle, or downgraded?
What in the Tevat are you doing here, Auroron?
Oh, he must be the one you mentioned. Kukuku's owner?
No, actually.
One of his owners. Kind of. But, bro, what are you doing here?
I like it when they do zippy animation like that.
I'm here to claim a lost item.
I can't tell if he's being deadpan or deadly serious.
Is this the person you saw on the boat, Mr. Kinich?
No.
Somehow I highly doubt that. For starters, he just addressed us as Gramps and Grannies. And unless this is the youngest looking middle-aged man in the world, I don't think he's our guy.
Aether, what are you doing? You're 500. At youngest. I apologize for my grandson bursting in like this.
Huh. Was there something wrong with my door-knocking etiquette? That's how they do it in all the films.
You've been watching too many movies, kid.
That's not door-knocking etiquette. That's the special surveillance patrol doing their job. Completely different things.
Yeah, I live in a society with a no-knocking etiquette where the SWAT team just breaks down your door.
Oh, I see. I figured it was just a polite way of requesting entry to show the people inside you had something important to discuss. Oh, sorry about that. I totally goofed that one up. Give me a moment. I'll go back out and try again.
Go back and try again. No need. Let's just get down to business.
So, Auroron, you said you were here to claim a lost item. What did you lose?
Yeah, so basically...
What did he lose? Auroron carefully describes the lost item he had come to claim. From the style of the box to the gun itself, everything matches.
For real now? Oh, come on, bro.
Is arresting my dear grandson what it comes to?
Auroron, be honest now. Were you the one who lost this?
No, it belongs to a friend.
Who?
So it belongs to Aoife?
Of course not. Aoife has his own gun.
Auroron, tell us the truth, otherwise we're gonna have to arrest you for real.
All right then. I knew this wouldn't go well.
Does it belong to like a friend in the Fatui?
So here's what went down. This morning, Eve and I were playing rock, paper, scissors. Before long, he'd lost, as he usually does. So we figured we'd head out and visit some of the Cour de Fontaine's famous landmarks. When we got near the plaza, a man suddenly stopped us to ask for help.
Oh, so you're a patsy.
He said that he had lost something and that someone had found it and sent it over to the Palais Mermonia. But apparently he used to work here and was worried it'd be awkward bumping into his old coworkers, so he asked us to pretend to be the owners and claim it on his behalf.
You didn't manage to keep that pretense up for long.
It's fine. I'm not the one who feels awkward anyway.
Man, this guy just happened to find like the most gullible man on the planet.
So, a former employee of the Palais Mermonia.
Making Auroron this dumb kind of undercuts a lot of his scenes in the Natlan Art Conquest.
Yes, at least I assume so. He looked like a well-dressed gentleman to me.
He looks like someone from the Fontaine Research Institute.
We were about to refuse, but he was so polite.
Could it have been a disguise?
Oh no. Auroron, Paimon thinks you've been tricked. This person might be in cahoots with the bad guys.
Thank you, Paimon, for dumbing it down for him.
Oh, maybe he already took off and escaped as soon as your mission went pear-shaped.
Well, he doesn't know that the mission went pear-shaped, unless he's already in here watching.
No way. I'm not that dumb.
Huh?
Are you sure? Oh, that reaction is priceless.
He's not going anywhere. Aoife and Kakuku are keeping an eye on him over at the plaza.
I guess that's why you split up.
Keeping an eye on him. I like the sound of that.
Nicely done, bro.
In that case, let's hurry over to where Aoife is. Time to catch that con man and find out what's really going on here.
Wait a minute, I have a question first.
All right.
Traveler, Paimon. You're pretty famous in Natlan, right?
Man, that's a bold assumption to be making, but yes.
Oh, we're basically household names. But why do you ask?
You know, Paimon sounds like she's joking there, but we kind of are. To Miney and Paimon. Well, it's not just us. Can eat Auron and Aoife, too.
Would that be a problem?
Yeah, like 2 out of the 3 of them are like famous warriors.
Remember when I said that the seller might be watching in secret?
If so, then picking Auroron to do their dirty work was a careless mistake on their part.
It suggests that the person who got Auroron to claim the item might not be fully in the know themselves. There are plenty of unanswered questions, but standing around racking our brains won't help.
Meaning the patsy might be a patsy themselves.
However, I still suggest that the famous faces among us, meaning the Traveler and Kinich, oh, and of course, Monsieur Nivelet too, stay here for the time being. We'll empty the box, give it to Auroron, and then he can claim the item as if nothing happened. I'll follow to check if anyone is watching. I doubt anyone would recognize me anyway, so I shouldn't draw too much attention.
being low-key has its advantages. Which reminds me, I still kind of owe Charlotte an interview about you from, like, all the way back in patch 4.1. And yes, I'm going to bring this up at every opportunity that I can.
I think this plan is worth a try. I shall leave it to the pair of you.
So, I have to go undercover again, right?
Yes.
Well, not exactly undercover. Just drop the special patrol persona and be yourself instead.
Roger that. Over and out.
This is so gonna go tits up. This is not how I wanted to spend, like, the first day of my summer vacation. Oh, we're playing as Risley.
No
Head to the
sign
plaza
of any
as planned.
suspicious individuals around here.
I was not controlling the camera there.
Auroron has entered the elevator as planned. I'll head over to the plaza now.
I'm assuming it's the guy running with his hands covering his head. Come on, Risley, you can't have missed it.
On here either.
You didn't see the guy running with his hand, like, hands covering his head like this across the pond?
Strange. Maybe we're overthinking this?
No, we're not. What happened?
Stop with the pecking! Stop with the pecking!
Oh. Argantano?
Please, sir, I'm begging you, do me a favor and get this pet of yours under control.
Oh, right. He said Aoife was watching him. Oh, shoot. He's going Super Saiyan.
Sorry, but he's not my pet. He's my coworker. And I should warn you, he's not too happy with how you're talking about him.
What the? This thing has a job? So in that land, they just dish out jobs to any old thing.
Saurians are people too.
Uh-oh. Kukuku's not too big on being called a thing either. You're on your own now.
Oh, there's Risley over there.
I'm sorry. Please, Mr. Kukuku. Master Kukuku. Lord Kukuku. I meant no offense, I promise.
Darn. If only How was here to hear you say that.
All right, Kukuku. That'll do for now. Let me ask him some questions first.
Sure thing, bro.
Auroron actually looks pretty serious this time. Was he just pretending to be clueless earlier?
I hope so. Because it kind of annoys me that he's getting dumber by the minute every time we see him.
Interesting. I think I'll sit back and see how this plays out.
You actually got it? Wow, didn't think it would be that easy.
Ah, excellent. Looks like sending you was the right approach after all.
After all?
I mean, because the staff at the Palais Mermonia don't recognize you, right?
So, I got it. But I don't remember promising I'd hand it over.
Did you?
Huh?
This thing's pretty cool. I've taken a bit of a liking to it.
Oh my god, he's being an ass.
Please don't do this, my good sir, my master, my lord. My very life hangs in the balance.
Yeah, you're probably a proxy yourself, huh?
Life hangs in the balance?
If this means so much to you, what are you gonna offer me in return?
Are you trying to get him to say my life?
These two have been watching too many movies.
How'd you know that?
You've been watching the same movies he's been watching.
Because I watched that film with you. You should drop the act. We don't want a real misunderstanding in our hands.
You're probably right. But honestly, I don't know what else to say. Sorry, this is the most myself I can be. Is that enough?
Oh my god, he blew the cover.
Enough. More than enough.
Who's this dude?
Just think of me as a staff member from the Palais Mermonia. Now, if you don't mind, I have some questions for this gentleman about that life or death treasure you were just discussing. Truthful answers appreciated, of course.
Oh no, I'm toast now.
It's gonna get sniped from across the screen, right?
What's that supposed to mean? You don't think the Palais Mermonia has the ability to protect our citizens?
No, I mean, yes, of course they do. Please ask away.
Are you trying to retrieve this object on behalf of someone else?
I could do that. But I'd rather you just tell the whole story, from the beginning.
I suppose I only have myself to blame. Such a rare antique, I couldn't resist. I'm a collector of antiques. Nothing excites me more than rare, old relics, and to be completely honest, if someone's selling, I'm buying. I don't care to ask where they sourced their goods. As for the seller of this particular item, well, I've never met him in person.
You've only bought from them at dead drops.
We've had some prior dealings, but always under the cover of coded ads in some shady tabloids. Lost and found notices, missing person ads, that sort of thing.
Oh, that's why we started this with Charlotte and Kanich looking at the weird tabloids. That's kind of cool.
As long as I took care to hide a time and place somewhere within the text, then slipped some mora into the envelope before submitting the ad, it would get published. And that was that. No fuss, no trace. Simple, right? Normally, everything goes off without a hitch. But this time, I arrive at the pickup spot expecting a discreet in and out, and instead, I find a whole construction crew at work. That was not what we'd agreed, but I couldn't just let it go, so I reached out to him again the same way as usual. He replied, and do you know what he said? He told me that the item's now in the Palais Mermonia.
Well, he wasn't lying about that.
He insisted that it would be inconvenient for him to make an appearance himself, but said that if I could somehow find a way to retrieve it from the Palais, he'd give me a discount on the price. Of course it wasn't the discount that swung it. Do I look like I'm strapped for cash?
Feeling smug now, are we?
Yeah, you gotta love people that brag about how much money they have. The worst kind of scum.
Feeling smug now, are we?
No, please go easy on me.
He doesn't want to get pecked by the bird again.
Go on.
Where was I? Well, anyway, I thought to myself, seeing as the item itself came from Natlan, it would make more sense if I could
Oh, we lost connection. So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one. Alright.
Well, anyway, I thought to myself, seeing as the item itself came from Natlan, it would make more sense if I could find someone from there to go retrieve it. And by a stroke of complete and utter coincidence, I just so happened to see these two young folks wandering around, so I...
How young is, Auroron and Aoife? Are they even in the same age range?
I'm so very sorry. I underestimated the pair of you.
I need you to clear something up for me. You haven't paid the seller yet, correct? And yet he told you to collect the item from the Palais Mermonia. Was he not worried that you just split afterwards?
Well, to be honest, though I can't claim to know him very well, he, on the other hand, seems to know my name and where I live. Besides, this is a guy who managed to get his hands on an ancient Natlanese weapon. That's probably not the kind of person I want to double-cross.
Damn, you know you're scary when people just instinctively don't double-cross you.
Fair. That makes sense. So, Mr...
Please, just call me Argento.
Argento.
All right, Mr. Argento. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. It will determine how much of the rest of your life you'll be spending beneath the waves.
What does he mean? Is he gonna drown him just like they do in those gangster films?
Gangster films.
Oh, I get it. He's talking about that place at the bottom of the Fontanian Sea.
Shh, can it? Owing to your suspected involvement in the illicit trade of Natlanese relics, you're now one of the suspects in an international smuggling case. A trip to the Opera Epicles seems unavoidable at this stage, but on the bright side, you still have one chance to make things right.
Okay. Do I really? Please tell me what to do.
It's very simple. Just reach out to your seller in the same way as usual, arrange to meet, bring the money, and make the deal. Just be sure to let me know all the details. I'm talking time, place, the whole lot. If we can catch the other party by doing this, you'll have gone some way toward redeeming yourself. Understand?
Oh, I see. I understand. You shall have my full and unadulterated cooperation.
Good. Don't break the law, and don't even think about making a run for it. The Palais Mermonia will be watching you and ensuring your safety. All right, take the box, but leave your ID and other documents behind. You can go now. As for you two...
Good work? Question mark?
Protocol dictates that I should take you both back to the Palais and have you sign a confidentiality agreement. But that would take a lot of time and effort.
Such a hassle, bro!
See? Mr. Kakuku knows exactly where I'm coming from. So, I was thinking, since you're all friends of the Traveler...
I understand, sir. We got dragged into this by accident, and it has diddly squat to do with us. Out of respect for the Traveler, we won't say another word.
I was gonna say you could just get yourselves involved further if you want.
Oh, I know this part. We better keep our mouths shut, or we'll both be sleeping with the fishes in the tailor-made pair of cement shoes.
Oh, my head. Auron's getting dumber by the second. He's on a gangster film binge.
In that case, I understand completely.
Capiche? You don't want to end up sleeping with the fish, plurals, do you?
That's exactly what I was going for, but if that's how you want to understand it, then be my guest. Then it's settled. Thanks for your help. Boy, am I glad that's over.
Me
That's
too.
enough work for one day. Time to head back.
And we finally got all the technical difficulties out of the way. Is it going to cut back to my POV? Looks like I was right.
Judging by your expression, it must be good news, huh?
It went smoothly, on the whole.
Makes perfect sense. Somehow feels that Risley has glossed over a lot of bro talk.
So basically, we hold off until Argento and the other party have set up the next stage of the transaction. Then we plan our next move.
There's a big flaw in this plan, however, is if this guy was constantly trying to, what's the term? If he's trying to constantly do this thing like Dead Drop style and using proxies, why would he ever show up in person again to Argento?
Patience will be key.
Who he's never made a deal with in person.
I get that. It's like hunting. I'm just not sure the other party will take the bait so easily.
Well, if he didn't need the money, or if he valued self-preservation over making a profit, he could have walked away as soon as the contraband was brought to the Palais Mermonia. On top of that, although he hasn't shown his face yet, he seems to have no followers or accomplices, and he's relying on an extremely limited set of options to push the deal along. So, if you ask me, he seems like someone who cares a lot about his image and has a somewhat high opinion of himself, but lacks any real ability. I almost get the feeling that if he misses out on this opportunity, he won't have any other way of making money.
Interesting. That's a pretty good insight, actually.
His every move is like a spin of the roulette wheel, hoping that the ball will land exactly where he wants it to.
That's a bold assumption, though.
Or, I don't know. Maybe he'll cut his losses and vanish into thin air, and our efforts will have been in vain. At least Natlan will get the stolen relic back, so it won't have been for nothing.
In that case, let's hope his arrogance stays in play.
Everyone, I have just briefed the Marechaussee Phantom on the situation. As soon as there are any further developments, we will act without delay. When that time comes, we will be relying on your help.
Leave it to us.
We'll be waiting for the good news.
A series of twists and turns, and that was the end. Man, we were like 8 minutes away from the end when it finally decided to not work. Well, I said we would keep going till about 1:30. So let's just keep going. Let's do the actual event proper. Oh, you're in a new spot. Ah, Dan, doesn't it feel like all your troubles just melt away when you're at Chivalry Film Festival Fantasyland? I've got 2 pieces of good news for you. Which one would you like to hear first? Let's start with the most important one. Alright, then I'll begin with the one that's most exciting for you. I'm giving you the prototype of that composite hunter's bow. The prototype? Many years ago, a weapon research team at the Fontaine Research Institute developed a prototype to push the limits of long-range bow performance. They hired my outsourcing team to design the sight for it. But then both Maison Gardiennage and the Special Security Surveillance Patrol adopted muskets as their standard issue, and stopped ordering bows in bulk since they require so much training to master. The research team and my outsourcing group were disbanded, and this prototype ended up in my hands, until recently. The sci-fi film about mechanically enhanced warriors borrowed that bow as a prop. The invisible protagonist, the Prophet, used it to silently take down all sorts of enemies. Thanks to that, the bow gained quite a following among sci-fi film fans, so I brought it here to showcase. What an interesting backstory, but why give it to me? Because you're the heart and soul of the Shell Marine Film Festival Fantasyland, the one who brings all the legendary characters together. After fans learned about how the bow's original purpose, they hoped that it could find its way into the hands of a true master, someone who could unleash its full potential. Then why are you giving it to me? Aether can't use a bow. As a renowned ace adventurer, even if you're not a bow expert yourself, I'm sure you'll find someone who can wield it with skill and bring out its true power. Once things settle down at the Shell Marine Film Festival Fantasyland, and most of the fans have had a chance to see it, I'd like you to take it and carry on the legacy beyond the silver screen. So, wow, I'm so flattered. What about the second news? No need for formalities between us. Just promise that you'll put it to good use. I hope you and your bow-wielding buddy have a blast with it. You said you had 2 pieces of news. Hit me with the lighter one, please. So I finally escaped the wild ride of risky business ventures and landed on some steady work. Thanks to some inspiration from you and Miss Charlotte, I tweaked the camera lens for the image recognition sample collection and turned it into a high-precision zoom photography assistant. The new generation product hit the market right as the camera lens was evolving, and now many directors and merchants have started working with me. I suppose you could say that I'm a rising supplier in the film industry now. People trust my devices, and that's why I've chosen to help build the Shell Marine Film Fantasyland. Of course, my finances are still a bit unpredictable, but at least that they're a lot more stable than before. They're not stable if you just throw them all in one basket. Congratulations. She is the living embodiment of why you have a full portfolio and not just all your eggs in one basket. Same to you, same to you. I owe it all to you. One day I'll treat you to a feast worthy of at least 280,000 mora per meal. Please don't. I can't imagine someone spending like $500 on a meal for me, let alone a couple $100,000. Oh, look, these two are here.
In a good mood, I see.
Yep. Seeing my dear vegetables all settled in right where they belong brings me great joy.
You sound like a proud parent. I'm happy for you, bro. But given how where they belong is inside a cooking pot, that kind of fills me with dread at the same time.
Nice to meet you, bro.
The heck are you on about? Does this really seem like a good time for nice to meet you?
I guess he's referring to the meeting of the vegetables in the pot.
You got it, bro.
Honestly, right now, I'm not sure if I should be worrying about your definition of nice to meet you or investigating whether you and Kakuku share some kind of telepathic bond.
I think it was a fair guess. Do you have any new dialogue, Navia?
You've got this park off to a great... I can't wait to see how
No,
it'll
you
all
do not.
turn out.
Alright, let's end day 2. Live charts on financial records, keep about overall revenue trends, proportion revenue, percentages, increase or decrease, yada yada yada. Well done, partner. Numbers like these speak for themselves. This report's nothing short of business masterclass. Iconic business pioneer. Alright, so we can now unlock the manor. Theme restaurant is also the cornerstone of the Overnight Fantasyland. Performance, theme dishes, buffs, got it. Savor the flavor consomme. First time you expand any attraction this cycle, reduce the cost of upgrading it by 50%. Special surprise, earn 10% more revenue this cycle. Paying this buff again will enhance the effect. Each time you spend funds this cycle, you will be guaranteed to receive 50% refund. Chef's choice. Il Flantante. Let's open the new manor. Mellow Manor. Unlock facility. Light-hearted, humorous films can put audiences in a good mood for the rest of the day. And none more so than the featuring adorable animals. As such, the whole host of fluffy friends have been invited to stay for the amusement park's residents, guests, or interact with. Cool. We just had an entire mission about pets. So let's have a nice little cute little animals event. We gotta hire some staff to run it too. We hit business level 3 already. And we got our refund. Low satisfaction. Mellow Manor is a leisure spot which animal friends may be invited. You will receive satisfaction ratings from them based on the layout of their accommodations. The greater the total satisfaction, the higher their revenue. Animal friends who have similar living habits, that is to say the same species, suited to living alongside one another. Once you have put a certain number of animals in the same species together, satisfaction will be greatly increased. There are some animals who love to party, some who greatly increase satisfaction and place neighbors to other animal species. The animals you have invited will stay in the manor. Do not forget to say hello. Alright. Oh no, we had the gotcha. Oh, we're out of that. So that's just all we got. Let's do some hiring. Marine, Captain Fermento Juice, and Yala. Animals gotta eat, and eating means someone's gotta make grub for them. Only right pick here is a chef like yours truly. I'm a dab hand with whipping up all kinds of whimsical dishes, and my mates always tell me there's a good chance that they're better off as animal feed. So that's exactly what this cap's gonna do. At ease, kiddo. I'll make sure to pick only the finest ingredients. After all, the animal friends deserve healthy and hearty meals, wouldn't you say? Shove them in the Mellow Manor. And actually, let's actually just get some more staff since we have enough for one more staff hire. Let's grab Marine. Hey, yes, it's my first part-time job and I've never penned a resume. I heard I can just say what I'm good at. I'll cut right to the chase. I've heard this attraction involves sailing a boat to ferry the guests around. Plus, there are lots of underwater activities. As it happens, I've worked on a ship before. Done some work here and there as in the biz, too. So if anyone falls overboard, I'll haul them back on. I've also done some underwater demolition jobs, so running into any complex terrain beneath the waves is no challenge. Problem is, I lost my certificate, so you're gonna have to take my word for all that. Any hoodles, seeing as I'm perfect for managing this gig, how about raising my starting pay to a little sweeten the deal? Wow, look at your starting pay. It is only 100. Alright, enter the next cycle. 10. Natural. Cycle 4. Upgrade the same attraction 2 times this cycle to increase its revenue for the current. Each time you spend funds, refund, earn 10% more revenue. I think the refund is still the best choice. And we need to upgrade this. Number of staff to 2. There we go. And now we can do some training. Refunding money for this is really useful. Just keep training. Just keep training. Look at that. We spent half our money on training one person. Let's see what they got to say, and let's talk to all of our new people. Where's Elaine? Ordinary citizen. Hey there, boss. Look how hard I'm working. Could you see your way to upping my pay? That way I could buy more gifts for Avel. Avel. Yeah, she's the guide on the Clementine line, Aquabus. We used to be colleagues. I thought I recognized your name. For some reason, they transferred her away before she left. She would help me with all sorts of stuff. I've been looking for a way to thank her ever since. But there's me working away, and I've never seemed to have the time. Only recently that I've finally gotten a chance for some recreation. Originally, I asked Abel to come with me, but she turned me down. She said something about there's a big event going on, which means there'll be a lot of passengers to take care of. So I plan to give her some gifts instead. Well, I upped your pay a lot. Why not Alphane? Alphane, so you're familiar with the Scarlet Spectre. To be perfectly honest, I've never been her biggest fan. She used to take all the most prestigious jobs for herself. It made me look like I wasn't pulling my weight. Shooting, fighting, I mean, she's got almost perfect grades in all the main professional skills. Talent like that. Every time holiday rolls around, she's sure to receive a deluge of gifts. She certainly doesn't need any more from me. Alright, no, I think we've exhausted the dialogue. Alright, let's go talk to that chef that we got over here. Captain Fermento Juice. Ferment Juice is such a silly name. I heard that some animals can ferment food in their stomachs and prepare it for eating. If I do the fermenting for them, then that should save them some effort. Genius idea, huh? Better have a proper theoretical basis for this. Try not to produce any hazardous chemicals. Of course. I'll conduct all my experiments in a sealed environment. If they let off any noxious gases, I'll be the first to feel the effects. Once I come to, I'll make sure to destroy the lot. That way, there'll be no risk of wider contamination. Yeah, that guy seems dangerous. Alright. Check the staff center. Constantine and Yala. Okay. We got 6 things to do. So we can upgrade this. It's what it wanted us to upgrade yesterday. And we have exactly enough money. And the refund will let us hire somebody. Oh, it actually doesn't increase the requirements for it. Alright. Let's go one more day through. There's still action points left over. Alright, what do we have left that we can action point then? maybe I guess we could do this again. We still have no food thingies. So let's try this, and then we can get this in here. That's a little bit better, right? We just don't have enough resources to do anything else today.
Following me.
Are there any people we recognize? There's just crabs running around here, and that's kind of funny. Because this used to be a beach, I guess they didn't reprogram the crabs to move somewhere else. Alright. An excellent manager never lets an opportunity slip by. Make the most of all your available action points. I had a lot of action points, but not enough money to use them. Meloman's revenue increase, Masterpiece revenue increase, spend 30% less the next time you upgrade. Yes, please, barbecue ribs. A level 3 is where we get the staff increase. So we want to upgrade you, which gives us more for that. We hit business level 4. Gives us more money. Natlan Theme Zone Fire Tribe. Scenic area. Okay. So we can get a Mellow Manor and a Movie Masterpieces higher. Well, let's see if we can upgrade you. Constantine, to the esteemed manager of the Shell Marine Film Fantasyland. This humble Constantine is but one of Fontaine's most up-and-coming novelists with extreme film-watching experience, and he has earnestly hopes to secure a position in your most distinguished project. If you were to offer me a place, may I showcase my talents, you'll have my extensive skills as a storyteller to help visitors swiftly immerse themselves in your wondrous park. Having me be a part of your story is sure to pay, in sequels upon sequels, so to speak. As for additional skill training, rest assured I shall master all my work techniques with exceptional efficiency. I'll even throw in a novelization of the Shell Marine Film Fantasyland fascinating fables, further popularize your park and ensure its longevity. Can I afford this upgrade? I can. And we can afford staff, but we don't have time to hire staff, if I don't remember right. Yeah, we don't have the time. We don't have time to conduct interviews. But we can still rearrange this. Get some animals. Alright. That is not great. I just think this is still the best mathematic arrangement that we can do. Looks like service at the Mellow Manor didn't fully satisfy our customers. Perhaps the employee in charge isn't suited to that role. Oh, I forgot to train him. Just gotta get satisfaction up to that second bar. Alright. Let's talk to the new guy. Elegant, exquisite. I'm entirely enamored with these exhilarating improvisations. I do hope you're working hard. Try not to get overly enamored. You need to maintain focus. You're really embracing the spirit. As I eternally do. He's got a sword. Is he a duelist? We have all this new area up here that's available. Well, this went well. We're making nice progress. And we got some rewards. Unlock 3 attractions. Business level 5 we'll probably have soon. Oh, and we did get this. We had 250,000 money already, so we have the bow. Sequence of Solitude. And then we get all of the materials to make it S5. Just from... or R5 or whatever it is. From Progress. Gotta get to, what was it? How many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Is that 7 zeros? That's a big number. And we'll do Act 3 next time. Alright. This has been a fun stream. And I'll probably not start editing these until I have done the next part. The next stream we should do will probably be us finishing this event. Or nah. I'll probably do 2 more streams of this because there's probably going to be an epilogue and then finishing up the event portion. And then maybe the next stream I'll do will just be 3.3 Trailblaze mission, where we'll chunk away at it for like 3 hours. Until next time, stay safe everyone. See you all in the next stream. Be sure to look for my links so you can join the Discord and stay informed on when I'm going live and what I'm going to be doing when I go live. Because I'm not really good at planning it very far ahead. It's more of what I have time to do, and I'll let people know a little bit ahead of time. Ta-ta!